Hello guys and welcome to this new video. My name is Crypto Wutu. I've been in crypto since 2017. I've experienced many cycles and a lot of things in crypto. From the beginning of 2020 you can also follow me on Twitter. And I want to make a video today about creating an index fund for altcoins basically. So what this means is we are going to be buying or shorting a lot of altcoins if we think that these altcoins are undervalued at the moment and they will increase in price in the next couple of days, weeks, or even months. So the goal with this is to get exposure, long or short, to the altcoin crypto market. So we're going to be buying a lot of altcoins in this case, more than 30. And this way we can average out our risk and also the potential gains. So we're not going to be specifically trading these altcoins. We just want to get exposure to the altcoin market in general. So if a lot of altcoins will do well, we will profit, obviously. Of course, if they don't do well, we will take a bit of a loss, but that's why we are not going to be risking too much, and our position sizes will not be this high as well. So it doesn't really matter if some don't pump as much as others. We just want to gain an average profit. That is our goal. That is the goal of an index fund as well. So we're going to be buying a lot of different altcoins from many different sectors as well, so many different categories, and this way we can get an average. So I already talked a bit about this, but we're gonna be using a lot of small sizes. And the important thing is that every size should be the same. So all the altcoins that we're gonna be buying should have the same notional size. So for example, we're gonna be buying $200 of every coin. With 200 USDT times 30 altcoins, we have a total value of $6,000. So if you want to, for example, spend $1,000 on it or even less, you should always divide it by the amount of altcoins that we're going to be buying. Now, this is pretty basic stuff, I would say. So how can we do this? We can basically do this via spot or we do this with leverage. Now, the important thing is with leverage, we're not going to be leveraging up a lot. So it's just going to be making it a bit easier for me instead of having to manage a lot of spot positions that I want to be buying. So the good thing about leverage is that the interface is way better than spot. And there is also a possibility to take profits easier, to market close everything when we want to, or if, for example, we see some kind of news coming out where we think BTC is going to be outperforming these altcoins, and it would be better to sit in BTC, for example. So this is basically what it's going to be looking like. We're going to have a lot of altcoins buying, and these should all be the same sizes as well. So we're going to be diving into this a bit later, and I will explain how I will be doing this. Okay, so using leverage. Now, as I said, you can do this both in spot and in leverage. For me, it is a bit easier manageable. We can open it very fast. For example, if we think that this is the right moment to open a lot of altcoins, for example, in a liquidation candle or in a big dump, when we have to be acting quick. So we can open fast, but we can also close it very fast as well. And we can easily view positions plus the P&Ls, which makes it, for me, very, very ideal, since I want to be taking profits on the things that will be doing very well. Obviously not instantly, but these are the ones that we will be taking most profits of. And a lot of other altcoins will probably do average, and we want to be scaling out after a while of those slowly as well. Now the cons, there are obviously leverage can be dangerous, but we're going to be using a very, very small leverage. So it can also be a 0.5x so that we don't really use any leverage. We have no risk of liquidation. We can also use a 1x, or in this case, for the example, we'll be using a 2x leverage. But even with 2x, like prices have to go down 50% for us to get liquidated. And plus we're going to be setting a stop loss well above that. So we have no risk of any liquidations. But that is why it is very important to use a stop loss, obviously. The cons are that there are obviously in bull markets as well, there are liquidation hunts and stop loss hunts. And yeah, we want to be avoiding these ones. So that's why it's important to open these positions when altcoins are relatively like low in price. We don't want to be doing this at the top, of course, but I think this could be a very good time. And even with our stop losses, we're going to be setting them around 20% lower. So this is how we going to be using that. So we're going to use a proper stop loss, and we are not going to be over leveraging because that is obviously very dangerous. Now, when would be the right time to start doing this, to start longing a lot of different altcoins? I think it's important to look at ETH/BTC, so Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. Where is the high time frame support? So where is a logical place that ETH will do better to BTC accordingly? Now, why is this important? Normally, ETH gives a lot of confluence to altcoins as well. So when ETH does better than BTC, altcoins tend to run better as well. So the Bitcoin dominance obviously will go down as well, which is also something to look at. It's not here on my notes, but we can look at that as well. So this is a great area where altcoins tend to bounce if you compare them to BTC. But it is also important to look at Bitcoin. So yeah, we need to see strength in BTC as well. It's not really a good timing, for example, when we are in a proper bear market and BTC is just going lower and lower and lower. Even if ETH/BTC is at high time frame support, it's important that these altcoins will gain in USD value as well, and not only compared to Bitcoin. So yeah, let's have a look at, for example, ETH/BTC. I think I'm using TradingView for this, and you can zoom out to the weekly chart or the 3-day chart. And I think there it is important to use these kind of, we can just reset the chart for you. Use the higher time frame support and resistances. So here, for example, there should be here one, there could be one, there. And maybe there as well. So as you can see, we are now at a high time frame support. So this is obviously a good area where Ethereum tends to bounce against BTC. And if we zoom in a little bit, we can also see that this is happening. And I'm having a big orange circle. Yeah. So we see Ethereum bouncing, which is good. And this is also a sign for altcoins to start running in USD value, obviously, but also compared to BTC. So altcoins are pretty strong. Now, I think it's important to also look a little bit on Bitcoin. What we see, Bitcoin is pretty strong at this moment. And we are in an uptrend. So it is a safe area to start longing these altcoins as well, in my opinion. Obviously, we don't want to be doing this at the top if we can see some kind of top, but and it's also important to not start doing these kind of things in a bear market here, for example, or here. Even if ETH/BTC will be at high time frame support, still the altcoins will devaluate in value in USD. So that's about that for when to start longing. So this would kind of, it's not financial advice, but I think this is a proper moment for altcoins to start running and making a run. And we've seen this as well. So if we zoom a little bit in on 4-hour charts, we see altcoins starting to run in USD value. So we might already be a little bit late, but yeah, it's in some cases better to wait for some strength before longing than trying to get the top and not seeing the trying to long the bottom and not getting the bottom because we're going lower and lower and lower and lower. So I think this is a good time where we're starting to see some strength on these altcoins, and this is a good area to start creating this index fund that we want. It's a bit of a longer video. I will still do it in one part, and I hope that you find this very useful. If you find it useful so far, please give me a thumbs up for the algorithm, and if you have a comment, please comment down below. So basically, how do we want to create this? It isn't that difficult, actually. It's important to have a right platform. So if we want to have we're going to be doing this with leverage. If you do it with spot, you can obviously just buy all these altcoins. That makes a lot of sense. But in this case, we're going to be I'm going to be using WooX, which is a very, very nice exchange, which I've been testing out for this as well. And the good thing about that is that they have a very nice customizable interface. So I'll just show you in a few seconds. Also, I think it's important to have one account or one sub account or one platform that you are using for this index fund. So you shouldn't be doing all your other trades on this as well. Obviously, for risk taking, it might interfere a little bit, but it also works better to just have one sub account or one platform or account for this, that you're not checking all the time, since we want to give it some time. Obviously, we're looking for the higher time frame picture. And also, we don't want to be flip-flopping this trade. So it's something we buy and we try to hold it for at least a few weeks. That is the idea. Okay, so basically, we're going to be using a 8-step plan that I have been writing for you. It's important to create an account. We're going to put an X amount of money on it, ideally not less than 50% of the size of the index fund. So I don't recommend using more leverage than 2x. You can do it, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me risk-wise. Then we're going to find the right timing on the higher time frame. So ETH BTC and Bitcoin, are we in an uptrend? Yes. Are altcoins starting to look good again? Yes. So I think we found the right timing. Obviously, this is all higher time frame based, so we can still have a drop of 10 or 20%, but this is what we're going to be expecting as well. You need to have a list of what you want to buy. So also different categories: DeFi, gaming, meme coins, layer 1s, layer 2s, etc. So create a big list. It can be 50 altcoins. I'll give an example as well just in a few seconds. Then we're going to be buying. We're going to be buying all the altcoins that we want, and every altcoin should have the exact same size as well. Then we're going to set stop losses. We wait a very long time, hopefully not too long, and we don't want stop losses to get hit. Or obviously, if the market really changes, then we can close the index fund. But we generally want to keep it open for a longer period of time. And then we wait, and then we take the profits. It is very easy, basically. So the altcoins that I am looking at are these ones. You can see it on the right of my screen: Sui, Stack, Solana, Say, Chainlink, LDO, GMX, Arbitrum, Pepe. These are generally my swing kind of trades. I have more here as well. You can just take screenshots if you want. And then I have all these altcoins that I want to be longing in this case as well, and they're all gonna have the exact same size. So it doesn't matter how the chart is looking, we just want to buy the average. So then this is the platform that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using Woo. I've been testing out the platform for a while. I really, really love it. I'm pretty excited about all the features that the other platforms don't have. You can sign up and create an account on Woo with the link below. You get 25% off of fees which is a good deal, I think. And also you support the channel a little bit, but don't mind about that too much. Just use the link and it will all work out. Then after you created the account, you're gonna end up here, I guess. And you're gonna deposit some USDT or BTC. I would recommend USDT since also BTC can change in value, which can also change our margin that we are gonna be using for this leveraged index fund. So you're gonna click here on trading. And this is generally where we end up. This is in the single page workspace. What is it called? The one page workspace, I think. So we want to switch to another workspace, which we want to do. So the multi-symbol workspace. And then you will end up with something like, I think it's a custom thing, but then we are gonna create a customized one. Which we're gonna call index fund 3 example for this case. Okay, then trade tools, order entry, pro. And this is very important that you select this to the minus. We want to create our all the altcoins that we want to long and that we're interested in. That we want to select these ones. So we're going to use ADA, for example. And then I click on duplicate. And we want ETH. ETH is actually not a good example. So we want Floki. We want even more. I'll go. I'm just... And it should be the perpetual one. That's very important. So for this example, I'm just selecting some random altcoins, but it doesn't really matter. So after you've done this, you have a lot of different windows, and you will end up with something like this. I have used a different. I used the order entry. I think it's advanced, but it doesn't really matter which one you're using. So we have a lot of different, widgets, and there are even more here. So these are all the ones that I want to include in my index fund. That's pretty exciting. These are a lot. I'll just zoom out for a little while. And this is where you can see everything. Now, what I've also done is, I find it really exciting, actually. So this is the the portfolio one. So you also add a portfolio, which we'll show here, and this will be showing all your open positions. So I've created this one here. As you can see, it's portfolio. And then I also have a chart here, which will show me the chart that we are working with. Currently it's at BTC, but it doesn't really matter for this example. Okay, so what we are gonna do now is we are gonna be opening a lot of different positions. Basically what we're gonna do, so we want to create a long position here. And we are gonna use the total dollars in USDT. For this example, I'm just gonna be using $100 for everything. So just doing this, and Command C or Control C, and then pasting it everywhere. Check. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I don't want to show an order confirm. Everything is at market order. I'll just buy long, 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 and I'll long it again. So there they come. And as you can see, all the sizes are $100. I'll just have this at 1. Makes me nervous otherwise. And I'm not going to do it for this example, since I already have on a different sub account this index fund open. But I will also do it with all the other ones, which will give me a lot of different altcoins that are open. Gonna zoom out a little bit. Which we're gonna do is we are selecting them on instruments so they don't move all the time. And we have Pepe, for example, here. And what I want then is I will select the 4-hour chart and click on auto. And if I select, my screen is not, normally my screen is a bit bigger, but for this video I can't really do that. I'll try to zoom in as well. I'll just click Pepe, and what happens is, because this one is on orange, this one is on orange as well, and this one is on orange, everything will change to the Pepe chart. If I click Arbitrum, everything will change to Arbitrum, and they will stay on the 4-hour chart. Now, something really easy, since we want to set stop losses, obviously, I'll just select and move this one down, and I will put my stop loss under that low of the 4-hour. So we have a proper stop loss set now. I'll do this for the other ones as well. And since the sizes aren't that big, I think we can, this will be fine. Yeah. Since the sizes are that big, it doesn't really matter where the stop loss is. It should just be at a logical point. So somewhere below a 4-hour low for GMX, I would have it there. That makes sense to me. For LDO, I will do the same. I'll just all the way down. This should be a fine stop. And I will do this for the rest as well. You get the idea. You can also see how much we are risking. So with this position, we are now risking $16. With this position, also $16, $15, and $24 or $25. As you can see, these stops should be a bit wider. You don't want to have very close stops on these, because we want to be holding this position for a very longer period of time, and we don't want one wick to wipe all of our positions out. Since, yeah, obviously that is not what we're looking for, and we're looking for gains and longer term gains, and we want to get an overall exposure to the altcoin market in this case. And you can also set take profits, but for now we're just gonna do that manual, and we're gonna wait everything out until these positions are in profit. And yeah, that is basically it, and this is how we can create a altcoin index fund. Now, something what I find very nice as well is, obviously we have this big position overview here, and for now these are only like 10 or so, but on the real index fund these are 40-50 positions maybe. It is important that you always check how much your notional amount is. You don't want to oversize and have too much in value on altcoin positions, obviously. With that said, it's also possible to close everything at once, which is nice if you want to do this for some reason. But like I said, you just want to hold this for a longer period of time. Okay, I think that this is it for the video. If you have any questions, please let me know below. You can also ask them in the free Telegram group, and I will catch you guys in a new video maybe next week. Thanks for tuning in, and bye.